everybody, and welcome to an ActionFeatures.net Toy Talk review. Okay, yeah, you're on the Mo2 Classics channel, we know. It's not a He-Man figure, but again, we told you we'd review other things sometimes. So, I've been on this kind of Avengers kick now that the movie's coming out.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward.
You're
doing the marathon.
I'm doing the marathon. Yeah, let me explain that to him. So there's a marathon at one of our local theaters where it's going to show all the movies in a row. I'm doing it. I'm going to do all the movies in a row.
With your friend Nick?
Yeah, which is Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, the good Incredible Hulk, yeah. Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Avengers, all in a row. It's going to be crazy. But I've been on like a super Avengers kick. I've been trying not to get too jazzed for the movie, but I'm getting pretty jazzed now.
Because you got kind of too jazzed for...
I got too jazzed for Iron Man 2, and I was disappointed.
But you watched it again last night. You weren't as jazzed, but you ended up liking it more.
I did like it more. I did. Yeah, when we first saw Iron Man 2, I was so happy about Iron Man 1, and I thought Iron Man 2 was going to be so good, and I was pretty disappointed by it. But now that I've gone back and rewatched it with kind of like more realistic expectations, I enjoyed it more. Right. Which brings us to the figure we're going to look at today. I've been, like I said, on an Avengers kick.
Right.
And
you
so
have a whole case of those guys.
Yeah, I have some of the. I've put in a case now, empty cases.
You have Bucky Cap in there.
I have Bucky Cap. But the main thing is that the Avengers is doing a 6-inch movie line, and so I was thinking I'd go back and pick up some of the 6-inch Marvel movie style figures to kind of go with those, because I think I'm going to pick those up if the movie's good. And one of the first ones I went back and picked up was this 6-inch War Machine from the Iron Man 2 film, which is now back out again. Originally, this was only available at Walmart as part of the Iron Man 2 6-inch line. But then it was brought back out as part of the Iron Man, I think it's Armored Adventures or Armored Avengers. I can't remember what it is, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll put a little blurb on this video that says it's actually this. So if you see this up here, it's actually this. But you'd have to turn on annotations to see that. Anyways, so this War Machine is based on the Iron Man 2 version of War Machine. And he is a very nice figure.
It was good looking in the movie.
Oh, it was great design for the movie.
Just want to say something speaking about Iron Man 2 movie and stuff. I watched the part of the Iron Man 2 movie today.
Yeah, you watched the Mark V scene. Yeah. That's the best scene in the movie, I think.
The suitcase thing that when it just opens up, he like puts it on. It's amazing.
It is really cool. That is a really cool scene. The Mark V scene's awesome.
And it's either that's one of my favorite scenes, where he's fighting like Whiplash towards the end.
Yeah.
Or like
War Machine's in that one.
Yeah. And, or where he's fighting, like, all those robots with War Machine.
Yeah, that part's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual figure here. The design of War Machine for the film is a pretty close approximation of the War Machine armor. It's pretty close to what the comic looked like. So I was pretty happy when I saw his design, because I really liked War Machine in the comics. The figure itself has a ton of articulation. He's got sort of a ball joint ankle. He's got double knee joints. He's got a hip swivel. And then they do this kind of odd kind of ball joint thing on the hip here. It kind of swings out, and then you can kind of turn it and then swivel the hip around it to kind of get a lot of range of movement out of it. It's a little tough to manage it sometimes, but it's well hidden, and it looks like it does in the movie. So I can't fault this joint.
The day after I watched, not the day after, like right after seeing the movie, you took me to Toys R Us, and I got like Iron Man and War Machine Mini-Man.
That's right, I remember that.
Their masks come off.
That's right, yeah, you could do the unmasked. Now this one's mask does not come off.
Right.
Let me finish up the articulation, and then we'll move on to that. He's got a ball jointed torso. It's right here at the joint of the armor, and then he's got a ball. It's sort of similar to the hip. It's a, I guess they call that a swivel joint, and then this is mounted on a swivel joint. So it's kind of a ball joint in that it's got both joints going on at the same time up here. These little shoulder coverings pivot up and down, so you can get a bunch of movement out of there. It's not restricted by that. And the same with the wrist, which is also mounted on a kind of ball swivel thing. And it's got a little flip-up panel, so you're getting movement here, and you're not losing anything from the actual design of the armor. There's a double elbow, and then a ball-jointed head going on. Now, like you were saying, in the Mini-Mates, they did a version where you could pop off the helmet and you pop it back on, you could see the face underneath.
Yeah.
That is really cool. There's not that on this figure. They did that on the Diamond Select one as well, where you could pop the faceplate off and put it higher. But I'm not going to display it like that, so that's not a huge deal to me.
You know, I was thinking something like, Hot Toys, I wonder if they, have they done Marvel stuff like that?
Yeah, they did a War Machine.
All that.
But to me, I think that, their War Machine is great.
Right.
But for the money, when you're talking, this is only a $15 figure.
Whoa, that's only $15?
It's a phenomenal sculpt. I always use that word. But it's really descriptive of this. you're spending a few $100s for that Hot Toys War Machine.
Right.
But to me, this is a really fantastic sculpt.
That's only $15.
And it's only $15.
Wow.
So
I think I know where I'm gonna get a cat figure next time.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of these. Let me finish up on the figure, and then we'll discuss some other things here. As far as the weaponry goes, he's got mounted. He's got this little pivoting. It slides back and forth. I think it slides back and forth. Yeah, this area here slides back and forth, and the minigun plugs into that, and it can swivel back and forth. There's a rack of bullets that plugs into it. I'm topping off stuff. There's a rack of bullets that plugs into it and then plugs into the back. And then he's got a little side-mounted missile launcher thing, which pops in and you can pop it out. And then there's also this piece here, which is it when it's at rest. It plugs into here, and it's as if the missile launcher area is not deployed. It just kind of... And I know you can't really see this in the video. If you go to actionfeatures.net and just look under the Toy Talk Reviews section along the side, this will be the only one up so far. But you'll find this War Machine in there, or you can just search the site and search War Machine, and it'll bring up pictures of him along with this review. That's kind of why we're calling these Toy Talk Reviews, is that the whole gist of why we do these like we do is that you're supposed to go to the site, click play on the video, and just have it playing while you look at the pictures. And you hear us talking about it while you look at the pictures of it. So there you go. Or you can just watch the video. You're about to say something, don't forget what it is.
I was really planning on saying it right now. I was going to wait.
Oh, okay. The other thing he comes with are an array of hands. He's got 2 extra sets of hands. He's got, 3 sets in all. He's got fists, ones that are kind of like this, like they're ready to grip, and ones that are kind of open, like he's firing the repulsor rays. And those are painted really well. There's a lot of detail inside there. It looks really, really sharp. Overall, I love this figure. And like I was saying, it being $15, great alternative to those Hot Toys things. If you were to stand this figure up and just put it in a picture and you didn't know the scale, it could almost pass for a Hot Toys piece. It's so nice and so well done. And at $15, you can't beat it. In fact, that $15 price really kind of makes me, as much as I love my Motu Classics, really makes me question why those are $20 when Hasbro can pull off something like this,
Right.
where it's a totally unique sculpt, better articulated, great paint apps, lots of accessories, no reused parts, and it's only $15. I understand it's a mass market line, but this is a one-shot deal. You're getting one. I mean, you can't use this mold again for anything but War Machine. So I think it's a great value, and not the dog Motu Classics, but $15 for this is crazy good. Go ahead with what you're saying.
So I just want to say what happened in the movie, why he became War Machine, because something Iron Man was doing, I think.
Tony was out of control.
Right.
And so he had to take one of the armors.
Mark 1, I think.
He took the Mark II.
Oh, Mark II.
And then it was transformed into the War Machine armor.
Right. And then I wanted to say, didn't you give me an Iron Man of that?
I did give you an Iron Man like this. I give you the Mark VI, I think it was.
And, like, I would always bring that thing into school. I'd bring it, like, I just brought random figures to school.
Yeah, I know.
I brought him and, like, my Batman, and I like, Isaiah would play with me.
Yeah.
He'd be Iron Man, and I'd, like, be Batman, and we were just running around, like, the classroom.
Playing with those 2 figures? The one I'm glad you brought that up. That doesn't make me want to think of something. Pretty early on with your figure, these shoulder coverings, you lost them on your Iron Man. They popped off. Yeah, you lost them pretty quick. That's one thing to watch out for, is that these pop off. Like the little wrist covering and the shoulder covering, they pop off, and if you lose them, you lose them. But they kind of had to make it that way, and so they wouldn't interfere with your articulation. Like I said, this was originally available as a Walmart exclusive when Iron Man 2 was out, and I think it was around 15 to 17, I don't remember how much it was then. But now it's back out as part of the Iron Man line. You can find it at Toys R Us and Walmart and things like that. But I think he was an early wave, so he's kind of starting to dry up a little bit. So if you see him sitting around, you may not want to think twice about it, because I don't see him that often anymore. Great figure, though.
Yeah.
Especially good if you're going to think about buying that Avengers 6-inch line when it happens. He'd make a great compliment to it.
I'm so sorry. I'm like,
Dude,
off topic a
you
lot.
do whatever you want, man. It's fine.
I'm just, like...
I think that everybody has a feel for our videos now. Is that it's going to get off topic. It's going to get crazy. We're not the same kind of reviewers as everybody else, so it's going to be a little bit crazy on these, and it's okay if you don't like our style. You don't have to watch our videos, it's fine. But if you like it, you like it. So go ahead and say whatever you want to say.
You had the Iron Man 2 game, since we're speaking about War Machine.
That game is no good.
You made it pretty far, but when it was the War Machine...
I got to the second level.
That was the second
That
level?
was it.
No, you made it pretty far, dude.
I didn't make it pretty far,
How'd
dude.
you unlock all those marks, and how'd you...
I didn't unlock all those marks. I only made it to the second level.
But you had like Mark 1, Mark 6, you had Crimson Dynamo.
I don't think I had all those. I think we looked at those. But I don't think I had all those.
Yeah, you were trying to get
Yeah, I was trying to get those, but I couldn't get those. Because the game was really hard to control.
Yeah, but
I give that game 2 thumbs down. Iron Man 2 game.
And so you like when you were at the War Machine level, you had to like fly out of this building or something.
That's right. Yeah.
You just gave up.
I gave up. It was too much.
It's been like 2 years ago since you played that game.
It was so it wasn't fun. It was frustrating. I didn't like that game.
I'm probably gonna beat that level someday, and you're gonna look back and say, "Wow."
If you can, man, that's great. Do what you got to do. I'm thinking about getting that. Well, okay, we'll talk about this later. That's it for this. We're gonna sign off. We'll probably do a whole string of these. You know, I picked up a lot of these 6-inch guys, and so if you guys enjoy this video, we'll keep doing them. I picked up like the Mark 6. I got Crimson Dynamo.
You got one of my favorite Iron Man suits, the one that turns invisible.
I got the Stealth suit, which is a repaint of the Mark 6 movie suit. That's really cool. So yeah, we'll do some more of them. We'll see the response on this one and see if people are enjoying it, and then we'll do some more. And that's it for this one. So we'll see you guys next time on the ActionFeatures.net Toy Talk Reviews.
And that could be wait, are you going to do this is brought to you by and this too?
No,
Okay.
That's saved for the podcast.
Okay.
Remember, go to ActionFeatures.net and you can look for pictures of this. You can either search for War Machine or go over to the Toy Talk Reviews section and go through them and find it. There you go. Or I can even put, you know, I'll try and put a link in the info, but I don't know if you can do that on YouTube. But I'll try and put a link to this on the info section for the pictures. Dig it? Alright. See you guys. So long.